Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. I want to address the conflict going on in the Middle East between Israel, Iran, and the United States. Now, we don't know if Russia or China is going to get in the mix because they are outspoken allies of Iran. But I wanted to say that this is nothing new in the Middle East. This has constantly been going on for decades, way before Israel even became a country. It's probably been going on for 2,000 years between tribes of those regions, especially between the Jews and the Muslims and whatnot. Now, it's much more than just religious differences, I believe. I think it's also political. It's definitely financial. I mean, look how much money has been made over the decades from the US selling bombs to Israel, other countries selling munitions to whatever countries are involved, the Palestinians or Iran or whoever. Just so much money is made from war. And people seem to think that it's going to end really quickly. Peace is more important than money. Absolutely mistaken if you believe that. Sadly, this is part of why wars happen. Now, as I mentioned, this war's been going on in the Middle East for, better part of a century. And I'm talking about the more modern day warfare. But there's also many other wars going on around the world that we don't even know about. And I don't mean wars like between big countries, but it could be, between neighbors, especially in Africa. There's always those militia wars and things like that going on. There was, I think, that one between, what was the country? Yemen, where Saudi Arabia or somebody was dropping bombs on them, and it was U.S. bombs. I think that was a couple of years ago or a year ago. And again, people seem to think it's going to end. Not when there's billions and billions of dollars at stake. It's just not going to happen. The other reasons are they need instability in certain places. And it's all part of the whole Illuminati plot to trigger other things and get things into place. It's all a chess game. So whenever something like that's happening, usually it's because they want something to happen. They need something to. It's kind of like planning doing a move and planning 3 steps ahead. If they change this, something else will change. They're kind of like reverberating effects. And I mean, it goes to show you when how Trump was so against wars and he was going to be the president against wars. I never believed it. I knew that he was a pawn like all the other presidents have been ever. They do the bidding of Israel. They do the bidding of this cult. Unfortunately, Israel, and I'm not talking about the people, the government and whatnot has been infiltrated, and just like most governments around the world, if not all. And also organizations that work with the governments like FBI, CIA, all these other government institutions. But it's all part of a plan. They need to keep it going. And unfortunately, people thought that Trump was going to be the guy who wouldn't do it. And look, he already basically attacked Iran, claiming that there was nuclear weapons or nuclear production. I think they were building, it was like material building to get towards a bomb. Now, that tune has been played for ages, how Iran is trying to get a nuclear bomb. If you look at clips, you can see that Netanyahu has been talking about it since the mid-90s. He went to Congress saying that Iran is close to getting a bomb. Every time he would speak to, whether it be United Nations or the Congress of the United States, he'd repeat the same talking points. He'd say, they're so close to getting a bomb, we need you to help us attack them, we need to take them out, we need a regime change or whatnot. And it's simply not true. If they wanted to get a nuclear bomb, they could have just bought one from, their allies or whatever. They don't need to use the materials, uranium enriching and all that stuff. They could have got one. Now, I won't get into theories on whether the nuclear bomb exists. I've seen theories on that it doesn't even exist, but I won't get into that in this video. Maybe I'll talk about it in another video. But that's been their same trump card, is saying that Iran is trying to build a nuclear bomb. So for the better part of 25 years, that's what they've been trying to do. More than 25 years, 30 years, nearly 30 years, in order to provoke the US to attack Iran and take them out. I don't know what the implications could be of removing the Ayatollah. Sure, they are pretty repressed people. But that's religion. That's all those other things. I really think that, and this might be overthinking it and maybe being a dreamer, I think that people are the ones that have to be the change. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen because there's just too much money involved, and usually when there's too much money involved, they don't allow people to make much of any noise at all, whether it's protesting or otherwise. Now, it's all about cultural mentality change. You get Israeli people hating on the Palestinians or Muslims or whatever, and you can say what you want about whatever religion. I'm not religious at all. I think they're all a form of brainwashing, some deeper than others, including Christianity. But when you're teaching your kids, especially certain, how would I say, very strict Muslim, very radicalized Muslims, there's radicalized on all sides, and when you're teaching them to hate and to hate your fellow human, I think that's where you go wrong. And I think that's where it keeps going, where the cycle of this never ends. Sure, even if that was to change, let's say that even both sides stop hating each other, I think governments will still find a way to find no common ground as to not have peace. And that's what they do. They incite the hate. I think there's a lot of governments, the Israeli government, the other government there, they do campaigns showing things like the October 6th or October 7th, whatever it was, a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago. It just blows my mind how they could have gotten past the security of Israel, which has the tightest security than any country in the world. And that's debatable, but it's one, if not the top three most secure countries in the world. And these people got through. Come on. Think about that for a second. I do believe that this is likely going to go on for many, many, many more years, so long as people are getting enriched with money, so long as certain people are in power running things. It's a very hard thing to remove out of the psyche of people. It's a hard thing to change when it's been going on for so long and so long. It's like you have a routine. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you shower, you go to work. It's become a routine for these people. It's become the norm of everyday life. And unfortunately, it's likely going to be like that forever in that region. So, I don't know what's going to happen, if it's going to escalate this conflict. I think what I saw when Trump was speaking to the media before flying out, and he dropped the F-bomb, which I think they said it was the first time a president has ever gotten so upset and used the F word speaking to the media. I don't know if that's theater. It probably is. They're all in cahoots with each other. They're all just playing risk with our lives, one big board game. Whether Trump is a willing participant, I don't know. All the people he has around him are basically Zionists. They are in favor of Israel, so the likelihood of them ever not backing Israel would be next to zero, or zero. But I mean, look at the state of this shit. Even I think Trump tried to pretend like he was telling Netanyahu to back off and stop attacking Iran, which is kind of weird because they just finished bombing them. Not the city or anything, but they bombed these sites where apparently they were gathering precious uranium, or it was a processing, I don't even know, silos or something. And then Iran attacks Israel after Israel attacked them. And the funny thing is that I think it's like, what's his name? It's like the Israeli defense minister. Katz, that's his last name. Basically starts saying that Iran basically using war crimes tactics, which is kind of rich coming from Israel after what they did in Gaza. And this is the worst thing about this whole situation, how many innocent people are in the crossfire of all of this, chaos and destruction. But nope, as long as money is continually being made and they're using the whole terrorist organization of Hamas as the excuse. And then I think I talked about in a previous video, Trump talking about making it the Riviera of the Middle East, Gaza. And it's like, holy shit, it's all about the money, with these people. And he speaks it out open. He just blabs and it comes out, and that's what he says. And that they might send military troops, the U.S. military to Gaza to keep it sort of to the U.S., to belong to the U.S. I mean, these people are laughable. So Israel, what they did to Gaza is not war crimes. These are not crimes against humanity. As far as I'm concerned, anybody's dropping bombs on citizens, cities where citizens live, it's all the same thing. So it keeps going, guys. The war and the nonsense in the Middle East just keeps going. It'll soon pass until something else happens, and it's unbelievable to me. And what's also unbelievable to me is how Benjamin Netanyahu was able to continually get into power, even though there's a large section of people in Israel who can't stand him. And I think he was out for once, and then it's a very complex political system in Israel where you have to form coalitions, and it's whatever. And he's back, and I'm thinking, you're 75 years old or whatever, and you just want to keep holding on to power so you can, like, I think he was under investigation for corruption and things like that. And once you're prime minister, that goes away. So guys, try not to worry about these things. A lot of people get worried about how it's going to be World War III. And obviously that's a tagline to sell or to get it's clickbait. If you can't do anything about it, there's no point in worrying about it. You should think about the victims. I'm not saying for you to feel bad, but just how many innocent people die from this shit. It's so sad. Over money, over politics, over religion. It's so sad. And this is how humanity just keeps failing the test of caring for one another. And if we're ever going to evolve as a human race, I doubt it. I really doubt it. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt it. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this situation. I hope that it doesn't escalate. I hope that no more bombs are dropped. I hope way less innocent people are affected, especially women and children, but anybody innocent. And it's just horrible. It's horrible. So let me know what your thoughts are about this situation. One thing I will also say is I don't pick sides. I am simply on the side of the innocent people who get in the middle of the crossfire and the bombs and the nonsense. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.